Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is Viking from Norway, but I want to comment on the abduction of this young US citizen, Elliot, something like that, 26-year-old young man living in the beach area in Zamboanga, Western Mindanao, and I don't I don't make this video because I want to take advantage of his history and his suffering, maybe his death. No, no, absolutely not. Uh, but the story is that he was kidnapped, and he even told a long time before that they're saying somebody's gonna kidnap me. And this young man, he was married to a Muslim woman, and he converted to Islam, according as I have understood. Um, so he was living there together with his new family, the Filipino Muslim family, in Zamboanga del Norte in the Philippines. And yeah, it's quite a hot topic, really, because of course you can ask yourself, why did he live there? Why did he move to one of the most dangerous places in the world for being an American? Huh? Even me, I have never been to America, but when I'm in the Philippines, they always call me Americano, or the kids say Cano, Cano, or somebody say, "Hi Joe," and I answer, "Hi Phil." I don't even know what it means, but the point is, when you have a white skin and light complexion, and you look like a Northern European or European, basically American, then the Philippines have a history, with the Europeans, first with the Spaniards, and then with the Americans. And the Americans, they sent a lot of good people to help the Filipinos, but they also sent a lot of bad people to the Philippines. Okay, so I remember in Malita back in 20, I think must have been in 2018, maybe, yeah, 18, something like that. I was at the beach in Malita in Davao Occidental. And there was this drunk guy who really, he had a machete. So many Filipinos, they carry machetes. And when he saw me, and I was at the beach, I mean, it's a local beach, in Malita. There's not many tourists there. I was the only foreigner there, only white-skinned person there. So some Filipino men, they managed to stop him because he wanted to go and kill me. Because some of his family had been killed by the Americans decades ago. And and I could not talk with him because he was drunk or high on some kind of substance, and he had his machetes. He wanted to go and kill me because I was white. You see, he was sure I was an American, and because some of his ancestors or family in the old days, they were killed by Americans, so he's sure gonna kill this American. Yeah. So, but that's the only time I really was in danger. I was in danger, but even only also not only that time. In May 2017, I stayed in a village, and during the nighttime, they observed that like 36 or 40 ISIS soldiers, obviously foreigners looking like Arabs with a full beard, and they had the machine guns, they had full military uniform, and they were wading up the river. They had landed on the beach in an area where usually there is no Muslims there, but I spoke to one of the leaders about it later on. He said yes, they demanded that we allow these foreign soldiers to go through our area, land on that beach, and go up through the river, up in the mountains, and they were heading to Marawi. So, okay, I was sleeping just like 70, 80 meters from that river. So thank God, he said, if I had not allowed them, they would slaughter, they would massacre the people in the village. So he just had to allow them to pass by there. And he said the mountains there, they are a terrorist highway. So you have everything from uh, communist, so-called communist guerrillas to Muslim militants, etc. So there's a lot of things going on, and I don't rebuke the rebellion because so many atrocities and so much injustice has been done towards these local tribes, really. Um, so, like in an ideological sense, I understand why they became rebels, but how can I say, these days, I mean, the communists are basically outdated a long time ago, right? So many bandits, really. They are robbers, they are murderers, they are totally evil people. They join these groups just to do whatever they want to do, and under the disguise of liberation or yeah, whatever. You see, yeah. So, but of course, we as foreigners in that part of the world, we are warned to go there. We are. And there was this terrorist activity danger level 5 when I was living. I don't want to say where I was living, but it was in South Mindanao. Yeah. So, of course, I was a bit scared. And I, just like this Elliot, the young 26-year-old, he had a machete. I had a machete under my pillow. Yeah. But it's not like I'm arrogant, like I think I can fight off terrorists with a machete. But at least I would give some. Yeah, I would maybe take one or two of them down with me if they try to kill me. Okay, so I understand this boy, and you are naive because you come from the West, and you think basically the narrative that all people are good in themselves and all religions are good in themselves, right? So he even converted to Islam. This, as I have understood, this young man, in order to marry this beautiful Muslim lady. I don't know if he really adhered to Islam as a religion or not. I saw he was always carrying this huge glass around, and it was probably not water, so I don't know what it was in there. But anyway, you can imagine there's the Americano coming to your village and marrying, and that girl, she had a ex-boyfriend there. So, what can I say? It's so tragic, but you really don't need to go and mess around in the part of the world where you have no business messing around, because you can talk about racism, that some white people think we are supreme, but you must also understand that the Filipinos, I mean, all nations. I'm born in Cameroon, in Africa, and if I try to call myself a Cameroonian, they are laughing at me. I was born there, I was raised there, but even in a Muslim area. But my parents were missionary. Okay, they're laughing. You are not. You will never be an African. You will never be Cameroonian. Are you crazy? You have pale skin. You have blue eyes. Yeah. So the thing is that when you come to an area, and especially in the Muslim area, you must understand. Maybe you don't understand. I've studied the history of the Philippines for many, many years. First time I came to the Philippines was in September 2008. So the Philippines, there were many local kings, local municipalities, and it was not like all of Mindanao was one kingdom or all of Cebu, etc. I mean, there were many principalities, and some of them received the Catholic religion. But down in Mindanao, especially in those countries that have been giving autonomy in the recent years, they were Muslims, and they were never conquered by neither the Spaniards nor by the Americans. You understand? So when they proclaim the Republic of the Philippines, they say, what is this? We don't belong to the Catholic Church. We are Muslims. And they actually have their own kingdoms, which is the Zulu kingdom. They have local kings, which is going down, I mean, towards the Sulu Islands, Indonesia, Malaysia, etc. So the nation of the Philippines was understood by many of them as being some kind of power grab. Like, oh, hey, we conquered the Spaniards, we resisted the Americans, and now we are suddenly a part of a Catholic nation, but we are Muslims. You must understand that, and you must respect that. Okay, so if you want to live in those areas, I think it's not a good idea, because it's very provocative when an American come and lives among them. Okay, so unfortunately, bad things happened, and personally, I don't think it was Abu Sayaf that was involved in this, but probably it was the ex-boyfriend and some locals there who just got fed up with this white young American who, he was always bare-bodied, and I mean, if he was a real Muslim, he would not. He would actually tell that, okay, it's only tea in my glass, right? Because the Muslims are not allowed to drink alcohol, and so forth. So the point is, we have a tendency to be overconfident, that we think that we are good and the people around us are okay. They have to respect us. But that's not just the case. If you move into somebody else's area, you have to respect them. Okay, that's it for tonight. Viking Rogran, currently in Norway, signing off and say God bless you. Amen.